Happy post-Thanksgiving Friday, folks.
Post Thanksgiving,
That
post
part.
Thanksgiving. How's everybody
That
doing?
part. That part. That part. That part.
What's up? What's
How much? How much?
up?
How much? How many times did y'all?
Happy
How many times did
post-Thanksgiving.
y'all game?
I'm glad to see everybody recover from that coma, that food coma.
Oh yeah.
Wait, I was in a coma from 11 p.m. until maybe about
A few minutes ago.
1.
Until you logged on.
That second nap, Ebony, the one that you talking about, I ain't get that one. I wish. Doggy.
I know, friend. I know. Listen,
Yes.
I know my friend. What can I say? What can I say?
Listen, I told my in-laws, I said, I love y'all, but y'all got to take all this food with you. Take it
But
with
you know what? Y'all, I was thinking about that today. I said they don't have
No.
I said we don't even have they don't have any meat, which is fine because y'all don't eat
We
it.
good.
But what was it? The not peach cobbler. The
Apple.
yams. We didn't get any of that before we left.
You didn't. I don't think you got any mac and cheese either.
Nothing. We didn't get anything.
And I was like, if I could eat meat, what I would be just devouring right now would be the doggone turkey sandwiches. Those used to be the best. After Thanksgiving, you still got the turkey.
Little mayonnaise, little salt, pepper.
Mayonnaise.
Yes.
You put it, and then you put it between the two pieces of bread, and as you bite it, pieces fall out.
That's it.
Because you can get it all up on there good.
If the pieces don't fall, then what's the point? You know,
it don't stay together.
Right. Come on in the room.
Yeah, I don't know who made the stuffing, but they put their foot in it yesterday.
I know. Marcus talking about the cake.
My mama makes
right. Marcus.
seafood stuffing with crab and shrimp. Let me tell
I
you.
think I've had that before from your mama.
Let me tell you what.
You still recovering, Pick? Wow.
She in one of them islands. Got her hair all wet right now.
That's it. Do they even celebrate Thanksgiving in the Dominican Republic? Somebody Google if they celebrate Thanksgiving in the DR. So we can
they do. They do. They do. The Pilgrims went over there to trying to,
That's hilarious.
Oh Lord.
He's back. He's back. Come on.
Ratings just shot out the roof. Cognac Poppy is back.
Come on.
Cognac Poppy's in the building.
Yes. The culture says happy Thanksgiving to each and every one of you. Toast to a beautiful Black Friday. You know, last year on Black Friday, guys,
This is the Blackest Friday.
You all weren't with us. There was not one. Well, Roy was with us, but Dwight, Lateef, Miles, and Kendrick, all y'all was doing y'all Black Friday shopping. That's what y'all were doing last Black.
No, I was out of town, ma'am.
Exactly, you were shopping in another area code.
and I was on the plantation as well. So
yeah, I was out of town.
Oh Lord.
T was making sure all the Black Friday stock ups were where they need to be at. You know,
I was making sure y'all get them. That's all.
You were making sure that everything. Okay, all right.
We'll hold it down for you.
And I'm doing it now. So
we appreciate that because I do need my stuff to arrive on time. So on time for you, brubby.
The world on time. That's what we do.
The world on time.
Y'all got Mokita in y'all basement. She said her Wi-Fi is a little spotty. Y'all let her. Kendrick and Ivy, let her out of the basement, please.
Come on, Mo.
Oh, Jesus.
That's funny.
Okay, I'm not even going there. But let me go back to Cap now. I think I know the company that he is working for. I just need them to know that my house is here, not where they've been delivering the package. And make sure that they deliver the package to the address that's on the package.
Right.
And I appreciate the fact that all of my neighbors are just so honest.
Yes, they are honest on Polk Street too, because sometimes they have dyslexia and they get the numbers mixed up. The 8 and the 6.
Richard.
Well,
Okay.
shout out to all the old section Richmond Heights folks because Domino's still can't find the new section.
Oh no, Dwight.
Robinson Street ain't been on the Domino's GPS since before.
Hey,
So,
hey, Dwight. They questioned me about delivering to the church. They were like, "You sure you're gonna be at the church?" Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna be
there. I'm gonna be there.
Where are we?
They said that to me too.
Yeah, like Pizza Hut. Like, let's just go ahead and throw it out there. Pizza Hut, Papa John's, nor Domino's. They don't deliver food to the Heights.
Well, I remember there was not one delivery company that would come to the Heights. Period.
Right.
Period.
They don't deliver food.
And
to
then
the
I believe the first one was Gold China.
Gold China does.
And Gold China will only do it until the sun went down.
I'm about to say during the daytime.
When the sun go down.
Okay, we say rest in peace, Gold China though. I mean,
wait, did they really go out of business for real?
They're not there anymore. No.
You're lying.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's go ahead and put it out there because I read it. Yeah, they had some some appearances on that Dirty Dining. So.
Right. Listen.
What happened?
What's in the past is in the past. Gold China's still Gold China. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say when. When did this happen?
Listen, this happened a while back. Yeah. We get it. But it's still, I don't know where to get my honey chicken now is my problem.
Wait, so they gone.
Like, I thought
it was just closed up, you know.
I am literally at a loss.
They gone China. That's what they
I don't even understand why the line will be, it be lined up out the door.
Listen, I was at PF Chang's with tears in my eyes. Like, this ain't it.
I bet
this
it ain't
this ain't the Chinese food I wanted right now.
It's
not.
Well, PF Chang's, though, Dwight, you know, PF Chang's change their menu every other week.
This is what I'm saying. I didn't realize how much I needed Gold China in my life until they were gone.
Sir, you need to take them off of your preferred vendor list, please.
I'm trying to tell you, boy, because they was on Dirty Dining a couple of times.
What year is that?
I keep asking for
there's like 2017, 2018.
T, we don't document when we read this
stuff.
If
you talking about it, you gotta back it up.
Okay? No. Listen. Miles isn't wrong, but what I'm saying is once they put the Fabuloso and the Clorox in the system, I mean, give the brothers a chance again. You know, like let's be clear, how many folks we done been to some Thanksgivings in our past where we was like, you're gonna be off the Thanksgiving list until you fix them problems, Auntie. We not accepting potato salad from your house until you.
Sir, you're gonna have to speak for your own family on that one.
Whatever, don't even like. Oh, he's a lie right now. There's somebody on beverage duty because they got X'd off the list in 1985.
Well, we do have one that we don't. You know, we just be like, y'all just bring the water.
Yeah. Y'all know y'all don't eat everybody's food in your family. You ask. Or especially you be like, who has what? Who made what? You know that.
Hey, real talk, Roy. But that doesn't just apply to family. That just applies to my life, period. I just don't eat everybody's food.
Right.
Period.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
because my daddy will go to a gas station and get some food in a minute and be like, that was good. I'm like, Daddy.
This is the dynamic. That's the dynamic of our community. There's some real holes in the wall.
You also know your daddy gonna tell him how to cook it at the gas station too.
The tone of voice for me. The tone of voice. You're like, Daddy.
But how about it wasn't until I got older? Because I remember my daddy would take us on Saturdays. We'd go to the Northwest section, and we're gonna get like these little crab.
Brownsville.
It's Northwest section, right?
I was being Pacific. Oh, for all the people out there.
So we would get these crab legs, and it's just like a claw, fried claw. Mm-hmm. And then we would get these sausage sandwich, and it was like
Garcia sausage.
I don't think it was Garcia. I don't think it was
Garcia.
It ain't Garcia. That means it's Georgia boy. I'm telling you, one of the two. One of the two.
It was thinly sliced, and it was on Cuban bread. These weren't black people fixing this now, so let me just throw that out there. Even though it's Garcia sausage,
like Garcia.
This was not black people. And then they would have these little sandwiches, and I think those sandwiches were like $1. And it was very good. But as I got older,
Your palate shifted.
Your palate matures.
Your palate shifted. There was a
shift from a gas station. It just
doesn't sit
But I will
well.
say that gas station on 107 and Quail Roost, they got some good.
You talking about Wawa?
No, it's not Wawa. 107.
Oh, you talking about the Simcoe? Oh, no, it's the Orion.
Right.
The Orion.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, you talking about the one in the Heights off of
No, the one off of Quail Roost. Used to be the
one on
U-Gas.
Marlin Road.
Oh, Marlin.
Okay.
There's a gas station in Miami Gardens.
Wait a minute, that's you're talking about downstairs.
Yeah. Right.
Downstairs, yeah. I mean, but that's a brand name. I'm not talking about that.
No, but they got their own.
Yeah.
They got their own. No, but that particular one.
Yes, I've been there, and I think they even have wine, like a whole little wine section. But that's a brand name. I'm not talking about that type. I'm talking about.
But what I'm saying is,
Bullet gas station.
We done been a bunch of hole in the walls,
right?
That we wasn't expecting. Right. No inspection. We we knew they would not. Shout out to the beautiful in Atlanta. Since we're gonna talk about it.
You better say it.
Go ahead.
The first time I walked in the beautiful, I was like, "Oh, there's nothing about this that says this is gonna be the place to be." Until I ate that rib, and I was like, "That's it. I don't know what y'all did. I'm not gonna ask no questions." This thing is fire. You know what I'm saying? FYE. Fire.
Yeah. Because I will say, I've had some wings at some places
that might have been questionable. Yes.
Right.
Blue Flame wings are just
fire.
Anybody that went to fam
there was a place
in the 90s knows about shingles.
In Atlanta, on the Strip where it was called Steagles. It's no longer there, but it was on the Strip and it was on Clark's side of the Strip. And listen, they had some good wings, that's the spot that all the, the college kids would go, but Steagles was very questionable.
When we were in college,
very questionable.
The Sit-Go, they had chicken wings and potato wedges at the gas station. And everybody that was like the let out, because after you went, wherever you went, you would go to the gas station and go get you some chicken wings and a wedge French fries out the gas station until it burnt down.
Oh, when you're in college, you don't care what you eat.
That's so real. That's real. You don't care what you drink either.
Yeah, exactly.
Now those are big facts, bro.
Like we can't Google where Boone's Farm originated from. We don't know if there's actual Boone's Farm exists.
Boone's Farm, Mag Dog 2020.
Nobody knows where Cisco came from.
Oh Lord.
Oh,
T, you about to make me pass out, man.
I remember drinking one of them and sweating like a pig.
There's no vineyard tour of the Cisco factory.
No. They don't have a venue for that. That's in somebody stirring that up in a tub. That's where that come from.
One of us had some of that stirred up drink. Okay,
you're right. But they making that in a tub.
What is the homemade liquor called?
Moonshine.
Moonshine, not
moonshine. Has anybody ever had moonshine?
Or a hunch punch?
I have some now.
There you go, hunch punch.
Is that the stuff that you brought to the house?
Yeah, that's what T brought over in that bottle.
Yes.
Moonshine, you can put in your car and crank it up.
No.
Yes. It's that strong.
Really?
Yes.
Right along. Whip that.
Yep.
This left.
Yes, Miles. You can talk. Look.
Make this
No. I was just saying. I'm vouching for the fact that yes, I am a victim of Cisco. Yes.
Hey, look, and now Miles will cuss you out if you have anything cheap in your house. That's just
you don't know about the food. It's because of the guy that's on top of him.
Man,
because of the guy on top of him.
He came to my house one day and cursed me out from the door to all the way to the backyard and came back. You gonna serve us this da 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 and blah blah blah. I said, Miles, I will fight you. But I understood, Miles. That was the last time I bought something cheap. My bad, Miles.
be
That's
bringing no
funny.
cheap stuff around here.
Roy,
We did that back
all
in
of us are
college. Don't do that
employed.
now.
All of us got families. Well, we can't afford to be in the ER because of what we drank the night before. Or
Right.
Miles, you are adjacent.
Hood adjacent. That's what it is.
Oh my
You gotta drink adjacent drinks, Miles.
can't do it, sir.
That is
They do
funny. Did you guys see that the Dow and the stock exchange dropped today?
Yeah.
Did you see
Yeah.
that?
I did.
Yeah, almost 1,000 points.
Yes.
I didn't see that.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Because there's a new strand of COVID.
Omicron.
That's what it's
This
called.
is
Omicron.
the
Megatron.
greatest
Omicron.
sickness I ever heard in my life.
I'm telling you, right?
This thing pledged
That's the story that we started with today,
every
Miss Markins.
every 6 months it pledged another chapter or something. Another or something. Every 6 months.
Every 6 months.
Destroy.
Something new.
Yeah.
They got a line coming out. They got a line coming out.
Yeah.
Got a line coming out.
Yeah. It's the
strongest line
Sons of
ever.
destruction. 17 sons of destruction.
It said that it's gonna bring the what do you call it? The percentage of what the shot can do to 40%. It's gonna bring it down.
So it's going to
And they
decrease
said that they don't know if the shot,
the efficacy rate.
the efficacy rate. Thank you.
Yeah.
They don't know if it's going to be.
Oh, did you hear your sister when she said it, or did you just hear Miles?
I don't know. Who
She just heard Miles, Miss Markins. She just heard me.
They said they don't know if the shot is going to do anything for it. Fauci said.
Fauci.
So I guess you have to keep getting shots till the day you die.
Jody, what was the prophecy a week ago? We missed that one.
She said
Tell us what the prophecy was.
Talking about the different strains. The different strains was prophesized.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But isn't that what happens with the flu? Like it's another strand.
Yeah. It's always
It always mutates.
It always mutates.
It's always mutating.
It's a virus.
Yeah.
It's not gonna ever stay the same.
Yeah, it's not gonna ever stay the same. It's gonna always mutate.
It's always gonna pledge a different chapter. I mean, a different organization.
Well, I mean, to your point, TT. I mean, that's why.
Okay.
That's why you have to. That's why you're supposed to take a flu shot annually to fight those strands.
That's fine.
I'm just saying. Like, I don't. I've taken a flu shot in the past, but I don't take it yearly. I don't take it yearly.
But you're gonna take the COVID yearly though, right?
Ain't taking COVID yearly.
Oh Lord!
Ebony.
Cognac Poppy about to pop off.
Ebony.
No, I don't take the COVID yearly.
We're getting fired up, Gremlin.
Well, you're not in the COVID,
the
the vaccination or inoculation, or I'm not certain as to how they're phrasing it. It is a shot.
I heard inauguration. Go ahead.
It's not a year, isn't it? Like every 6 months. It's like 6 months. You're supposed
Maybe now it is, but that's not what it was told about.
Yeah, that's not what was said in the
at
beginning.
first. Yeah.
Yeah. But now you gotta run out and get it annually.
Okay, so the current vaccines won't be effective. And Jody is saying that the blood of Jesus will be effective. Then the blood of Jesus covers you. In addition to that, there's some things you have to do in the natural for the supernatural to help you. That you need to make sure that you are in your best health. You need to exercise, not just physically, but mentally, to ensure that your immune system is up. Are you countering with probiotics? What are you doing in the natural?
Are you taking your vitamins? Are you taking zinc? Are you taking your elderberry? Are you taking?
But let's be clear.
Vitamin D.
I think Cisco could kill it though.
There you go. Go ahead and green.
Sure.
And moonshine too.
It may be all the things we used to mess with could kill it now. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Dwight.
Reverse the clock.
Dwight, all we gotta do is rub some tussin on it.
if I have to drink some of that
Right.
stuff.
Well, I mean, listen,
But there's
Trump
something to
can
say
come
about it,
on
though.
and talk about drinking bleach, we sure can talk about drinking some
Drinking
daggone
Cisco,
Cisco.
you know?
Hey, man,
Exactly.
there's
And
something
they
to
didn't
say
even
about
blink when
drinking
he said
Cisco
that.
You
in
know,
Mad Dog
listen,
2020
I'm gonna blow
Headache I would have.
because
your
then
mind. I'm gonna blow your mind.
Ridiculous.
we didn't get
Mad
flu
Dog
shots.
and
We didn't get flu
MD,
shots and
medical
stuff like
doctor,
that back then.
2020.
Oh,
Medical doctor.
Medical doctor 2020. You better say
Hello.
it.
you
Just
better
blow it
say
up,
it.
White.
COVID-19
Better say it.
2020
Blow it
is
up.
a year ahead. Mad
Somebody
Dog.
cut
Just
that
gonna-
Rattlers
okay.
mic, please.
You don't,
Cut that
you don't
Rattlers
see me.
mic.
You don't see me though.
Drop
Love
it.
it.
Drop it.
Y'all don't see it. Y'all don't see it.
Jesus Christ. Somebody cut that Rattlers mic.
Mad Dog 2020
Please.
is now medical doctor.
Well, I will say this.
It's gonna sell out in the stores.
There
just
are
based
no
off of
actors.
this program.
I mean, not actors, but no doctors on this
It's gonna
show.
sell out
No.
based
Not
on this program. Thank
No
you.
doctors on this show at all. You have to do what
Yo,
you think.
I am
That's a
fearful
sponsor. That's a sponsor.
to drink
2020.
that
Where you
stuff.
at? Where you at?
That's it. You
Can
They
you
don't
not
need,
imagine
they don't need no advertising. Trust me.
Never have, never
period
will.
of trying to get your
They've
life
been
together
around
after
since
you
the
done drink
beginning
that
of
stuff?
time.
Child, please.
Oh
Right,
God.
TT, you said I already have enough problems trying to get my life together. Man,
Can you imagine? Look, I got allergies and stuff. I don't know what it is, and you trying to tell me to drink some doggone Mad Dog 2020? Yo, I would be messed up. I'll be like, I can't do it no more. It's too much.
Like, take me out. That's it. Be like, I'm done.
Forget it, dog. I'm done.
Ooh.
I'm done. It's a wrap.
Hey guys, congratulations goes out to this guy.
Oh yeah.
Mom Shumper, yeah.
Jumper.
Wow.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
out there
Another
dancing.
athlete.
Toes over there. He got some twinkle toes.
Mhm.
He has what, Ebony?
Twinkle toes.
Twinkle toes.
He actually, I saw some clips. He was actually real smooth about it too.
Yeah, no, he did his thing. I mean, to be
He
6'5",
that tall, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And be out here doing that. I mean, that's what's up.
Well, he got to keep up with his wife.
Ebony,
Yeah, I'm about
you
to say,
said
his wife was
twinkle
dancing.
toes, and all I could see were the memes of his feet.
Yeah, I
And
did
I
too.
was like, you said what?
Yeah.
What are you saying? Look at here. Mo keep up with those feet.
Look,
Yeah, that's what I thought you were talking about. I'm like, his feet. You calling them twinkle toes? Okay.
Who's his
Guys.
wife?
Just
Tiana
the expression of him being able to dance and win.
Right.
Tiana Taylor.
Tiana Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
still
I
don't know who that is.
Team's like, I have no idea who that is.
Yeah,
She
you still
know.
don't know who that is. Yeah.
Did you see Coming to America, the new one?
Yeah.
She played the new princess.
What? She was Wesley Snipes' daughter.
Wesley Snipes' daughter, yeah.
Oh, okay. I got you.
She's a singer and a dancer. She was in Kanye West's video, the
Gotcha.
workout video.
If you follow her on Instagram, you'll appreciate it. But I mean, you know.
She looks like a girl like from Southridge.
That's terrible.
Did we really have to say that today?
I'm trying to help you remember.
She do though.
Jeez, Louise.
She do.
There you go, boy. You trying to get it going. That's what I'm talking about.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
She
I gotta
right
take
next
some
door
water
to
on that.
Carlos.
Oh Lord, that was good.
Standing right there.
Right next to Carlos.
Right next to Carlos.
Somebody come get Jessica, please.
Oh,
Lord.
What is happening? I don't even understand how we even
I'm
got
trying
here.
to help Hampton's finest to identify who
She
she
said
is.
she was
No.
dirty. That's what she said.
Oh,
I did not
goodness.
say that. That
She
is not
said
what
she
I
grew
said.
up on Homestead Avenue. Stop it.
Right.
I did not say
Right.
that. That is not what I said.
Basically.
Oh Lord.
It's not what you said. It's what
Let's
you
go.
implied. And there's a
Thank you,
difference.
Basil. Go to the next story. Yes, thank you, Basil. Oh boy. I'm not really sure if that was the right story.
Wait, speaking of people we don't know.
I was
Exactly. I said, who is this guy?
I was confused. I was trying to
I'm
put it
waiting.
together.
Right. I'm waiting. I don't
Nobody knows that.
I got nothing.
Nobody
Next
knows who this is. Okay, great.
topic. I got nothing. Next topic.
Speaking of people next to Carlos
Hey.
Seafood.
Hey,
Wow.
this is the remnants of Thanksgiving leftovers and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
No,
Goodness gracious.
that's the gentleman who unfortunately
He got
killed
killed.
5 people
Daryl Brooks. Daryl Brooks.
in the
He drove his car.
Oh, that's the
Oh,
Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's
in the
him.
parade?
yeah, the one in
Yeah.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Well, okay. Do you
What
have
was the
any?
motive?
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you have the
Something about
backstory?
domestic violence. It was something. I don't know. It
Well,
was.
I actually was gonna say, April, I believe, and I am not anyone of any prominence in this area, but I felt like it was a mental illness because he did it like 2 weeks before to some woman. It seemed as if there was a problem going on mentally. No, Captain?
I would
No, no,
concur
no,
with
no.
that. I
She
would
was saying,
concur with
was it
that
a police
assessment.
chase?
No,
It
Jody, it
wasn't a
wasn't a
police
police
chase.
chase.
No, it was
No, it
no.
wasn't a
I
police
would concur with that assessment, Ms. Monkins. I would also like to add to that if you saw what he did right after that when he went to that home and told them
Right,
that he was
right,
like
right,
it just didn't
right.
look right.
I didn't see that
Didn't.
part. So tell me what
Yeah.
happened. Grandma's finest.
So after committing that deplorable crime where he ran over those innocent people, he then proceeded to pull up at this crib of somebody who he didn't know. He was knocking on the door, and he was asking them to call him an Uber, or that he had called an Uber, and that he was just waiting. And obviously, they're white, he's black. They looking at him, he looking at them. They call the police, and somehow, some way or another, they done put two and two together and figured out that was their main suspect. Got him. But it like you would have had to see his face, TT. Like
He was off. You could see
he
it.
didn't look right. Like he looked like you know when you're looking at somebody that's making sense and that has a coherent thought, and then sometimes when you're looking at another person and it's like something ain't right. And he definitely looked the part for the latter. Like he definitely didn't look right.
So I was talking about this with Jaden because he asked me, did I see it? And I was like, yeah, I saw it. I said I was hoping that the person was like, had gotten sick while they were driving in the car, like they were having an episode of something that it happened that way, just like
some rational explanation for it.
Yes, because I was like, I don't want to think that somebody was actually trying to do that on purpose.
I mean, you guys got to think about this. I mean, we live with these folks. I'm not saying they might be your neighbor. There might be kids that have been passed through the system that you've gone to school with, and then you hear the stories and you be like, "Oh yeah, that kind of makes sense." He seemed to be off. If you saw the video when he knocked on the door, he was off.
Yeah.
No, Roy, there's a quote that I've seen on Facebook several times, and it says basically that just be kind to people because everybody's fighting a battle that you don't know.
Yeah.
And when you put that in the proper context, basically at any given moment, if somebody's facing a battle or fighting a demon and they succumb to it, they could snap. Any situation could get them to snap. So you never know what people are dealing with. So that's why I'm not one of these guys who out here, if I see a vagrant or I see a homeless person, I'm not gonna cuss them out. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna try to set them off in any way, shape, form, or fashion because, it's like the quote says, everybody's facing the battle, man. And it's not just with them, but just with anybody. I just try to be kind and give a person the benefit of the doubt because at the end of the day, you just don't know by you being kind whose life you might have saved, and it could have been it could be your very own. Could be your very own.
So that gentleman's name was Daryl Brooks.
Yeah, mental health has been a big issue in the forefront of our community, especially since the pandemic. Well, it's been nationwide or worldwide. The mental health has come to the forefront. So a lot of things that we would just throw off because we had a normal life, what have you. A lot of people were dealing with all those things came out during the pandemic. So.
Well, I mean, that stuff might have been dormant because you just never know how people have been affected, where they could have lost a job, a house, spouse, family member, children, health, finances. Then you put on top of that, okay, now we're gonna combat that with, hey, who's vaxxed, who's not vaxxed. Okay, what about Black Lives Matter in the mix of all that too?
Right.
And they have to deal with people that don't have any empathy for them, like
Yeah, and I think that's the part that's most pressing, TT, because at the end of the day, it doesn't cost you anything to be kind, or if you're gonna shoot somebody down, to shoot them down in a humanly way. Nah, brother, I don't have any change. Or
Miles, he might have been defending himself when he drove his car through all that.
Yeah, we're not going to.
You know where I'm going with that, right?
Yeah.
He might have been just defending himself.
You're right. You're absolutely correct, Roy. It was a self-defense deal.
But
oh my gosh.
But that dovetails into the whole thing around Ahmaud Arbery, right? Like it, you know what I'm saying? Like we wouldn't be in this situation. That brother wouldn't be dead had people just applied these same principles that you're talking about, right? This dude's minding his business, and here these folks go jumping to, wayward assumptions. But,
Ooh.
justice
Guilty.
actually prevailed.
Look at the psychoness in that face.
Well, which one? Because I see it in almost all of them.
All three of them.
Yeah.
All three of them.
All three of them.
When that verdict was read, I had to call Senator Bullard because I needed some clarity around what did the self-proclaimed photojournalist. I needed to understand why or what in his actions allowed him as well to be guilty. And did anyone else have that question?
No.
You didn't pull a trigger, but you were found guilty in a murder? You didn't have that question?
Both of them was in unison. No. Okay. Don't even answer.
Because I know that if I'm with Lateef and he go kill somebody, guess what? We're accessory charged with murder.
Going down.
Like black folks know about what a conspiracy charge looks like.
Listen, that's the same thing. Like
exactly.
I was talking to Danny
but
about
it's not
that.
funny.
When he got it, just for filming it, yeah, you going. Because number one, if y'all were so concerned, if you were so concerned about this dude, why you ain't stop it? Why you ain't call the police?
Call the police?
Why
you ain't on the video camera?
But this lets you know. This lets you know how we've been programmed to be numb about the nonsense that's been going on for a long time. Because the reality is, we shouldn't even have to ask that question.
Right.
Why? Right. And I think when we see a Rittenhouse, this whole case, and we're just for us it makes let's dig it, let's delve into this and see why this and this. And the reality is you shot and killed two people, one person's injured. It's pretty simple. It's pretty cut and dry. But I think what's happening with us in our society, or has happened, is that it's programmed us to think and start asking questions. And why is the person with the camera when they're guilty?
Well, in my mind, as my defense, he didn't ride along with them in order to try to kill them. As I explained to Dwight, I was thinking that this was someone in the neighborhood who saw something that's going on, almost like with George Floyd. There was a young lady who recorded what was going on. And in my mind, that was what happened here. This man was recording something that was going on, turned the evidence over, whether it was voluntarily or someone made him do it. Senator Bullard let me know that was not the case.
It was not the case at all.
That was not the case with this situation. This man basically was a part of this.
He was an accomplice.
He was egging it on. He was egging it on.
Okay,
right.
I didn't know. But
no worries.
I just asked. I didn't understand.
He was.
I would say to those folks who are out here saying like, well, the justice system got it correct this time, and things are progressing. I just just a friendly reminder, like this dude would not have been charged. And another story that's out there is the person that should have charged them is now going to jail. The initial prosecutor from that county who should have brought charges against McMichael and all the co-conspirators is now going to jail for failure to bring charges against him in the first place.
And they should be, Dwight.
But let's talk about that. I want to understand that, because when that story was brought to our production table, I needed to understand, is this because of something like a Hippocratic oath? Who is the, if they would not have been found guilty, would that prosecutor still would have been found guilty and charges brought up against her?
So basically, failure to execute the duty of her office, right? So so let's say you get violated as a person, and you have some evidence that speaks to that. Meaning, you have a busted down door and your TV missing. So now you're saying I've been robbed. So you have the evidence that says a crime has been committed, and then all of a sudden you go to the state attorney and they're like, "Well, there was no crime committed here. There was nothing to see here. There's really no evidence to prove that you've done anything." Is ultimately what she did. People had presented to her before. They're like, "There's a videotape floating out there of people killing another human being," and she was like, "Well, I don't think there's enough to bring charges against these men." Right? That's crazy. Like, we think about it in context because of the verdict. We're like, that's crazy now. But think about the idea of a system designed in a way that would have allowed her to not bring any charges against somebody for physically shooting somebody on camera, and her office being like, "Nah, we're good. We don't need to bring
That
charges."
takes me to this question. I thought we discussed this on this show months ago, when the question was that she chose not to bring charges against them, and I thought that it was you, Senator, who told us.
Well, no. So a state attorney or a prosecutor can choose not to bring charges, but she also tried to suppress evidence.
Yes.
Right.
And that was the issue. Was not only was the evidence presented that she should have brought charges, but then she tried to make the evidence go away.
And that was due to the fact that was also due to the fact that she would also contract him out for his services in her office to do, I guess, investigative work or what have you. Investigative work and what have you. And so because she knew him and they all knew each other, and it was a privilege, and that's what she did. She granted the privilege of them rather, and
she covered it. She covered it.
Right, she covered it up, and it was like, yeah, it ain't. Yeah, you good. Ain't nothing happened here.
But let me ask you this: wasn't there something about a law that about a civil arrest or something of that nature?
Well, they were supposedly conducting a citizen's arrest. So they're both of them were former law enforcement officers, and so they were trying to say.
I agree, Belinda.
Right, and so this was their. That's what they were standing behind. They were standing behind the fact that, okay, we're going to make a citizen's arrest, and we're going to arrest this dude for running in our neighborhood or what have you. And the funny thing is, they're talking about that house that he supposedly went through.
Yes, the abandoned house, or
he was the only one
unbuilt.
He was the only one that didn't take anything. They had
that's what the owner said. That's what the owner said.
And they had cameras up. People would go there all the time and take stuff. And he was the only one that didn't take nothing.
Yeah, you had little kids, like 6 or 7-year-old, walking through the house. Grown other people that were white going there to take stuff.
Couples going there as well.
And couples, and ain't nobody chased them and run them out.
Right. Why didn't you shoot them? Why you didn't run them down and shoot them?
Because they were pilgrims. We all know. But the real question, Dwight, is she really gonna serve time? That's the real question.
That's a legitimate question. I mean,
if they begin to dabble into her past practices,
if they can prove that she has a history of it,
right? If they can show,
but if this is an isolated incident, probably not.
No, but and this really calls on the Biden administration, because in this case, there should be some Fed charges brought against her for prosecutorial misconduct. At the end of the day, like, Department of Justice should be investigating her whole office, and I'm sure what you will find is that she brought heavier charges against Black people, brought no charges against white people for similar occurrences across the board, because just by her mere actions in this case means that she was playing favorites.
Mm-hmm. Her perspective was very skewed,
right?
As they always do.
And this goes to what you said to me, Senator, when we did this show months ago, that this is why it is so important for you to ensure that you are voting and that you are active when there are elections, to ensure that the right laws are passed, that the correct people are in place for judgment, because it makes a difference.
Exactly.
Makes a difference.
She's an elected state prosecutor. The judge in the Rittenhouse case, elected judge, who, by the way, for the last 7 consecutive cycles has not had an opponent. So he's been running unopposed.
Wow.
Over and over and over. You know, he got
That's
elected
because
in
they like it.
1984, right? Just
They
because
like it.
he's a nice guy, he does all this other stuff, and now we watched him play out on
He's a
TV
clown.
where he was
Judge
just
was a
clearly,
clown.
you know, and now you got people running around trying to get this dude internships and jobs.
The congressional internship.
Let's ensure that we the viewers are following us. We're talking now. We switch from Arbery to Rittenhouse.
Right. Well, we're just talking about the importance of elections. A lot of people don't understand that judges get elected, that state attorneys get elected, district attorneys get elected. These are the ones that people aren't paying attention to. People are always like, well, I got to vote for the president.
Elections.
I got to vote for the governor. No, you got to vote for all these things.
The local elections are very important. Also, it is extremely important that we all do our duty to be jurors as well, because as we've always seen, that the jury always is not of the peers. And so if we are actively being on these juries and giving out these cases and stuff like that, it will begin to change big time. But you know, everybody get that notice and they be like, oh, I don't feel like going to jury duty.
You're absolutely right.
Nah,
You're right, Chief.
You're absolutely right.
But even when you go down there, it's still full of everybody. It's like when I've had to go, it's full. The mixture is there. It's not that. That's not the issue. It's there. People are going.
But listen, the issue is how they selected the jury.
I was going to say it's not that.
Amen.
It's the selection. It's not who's there because they there. But when they ask you a question, have you been robbed? Yeah, I've been robbed. Now you out the case. Now you out of consideration because you've been robbed. Like you.
Yeah. Do you have any friends
that they want you to be?
Do you have any friends who serve time? Be like, yeah, I've had.
Miles can never be on. He can never be on the jury. They ask that.
But dude, that's what they do though. They ask questions to eliminate.
They do. Right. They eliminate you. That's what I was going to say. It's not that they're not showing up. You're showing up, but you ask questions to eliminate people.
I ain't gonna lie. They tried to get me to be on the jury, man. I lied my ass off. I was like, nah, I'm gonna be out of town next week.
I wouldn't serve. Listen, I'm glad the time that I went,
I ain't gonna even flauge. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all right now, man. That had to be when I was still working for the county. Man, they had me down there like 3 days straight, man. And I was just like, I got so exasperated with the process that when they finally was picking, they wanted to, you guys are funny. They wanted to pick me for the jury. And I was like, nah, man, I'm gonna be out of town. And I didn't want to know parts of it.
No, man. I served and I did, it was a 3-day trial too of an attempted murder trial. And I served on that jury. And I'm glad I did because, and what's funny is the attorneys, they were like, yeah, man, we selected you because of XYZ. And then we selected him because he knew the scientist stuff, what have you. Because they try to put in some ballistic stuff, what have you. And one of my fellow jurors, he was like, yeah, that doesn't matter because it lasts forever, whatever, all this and that. And it was like, that's why we wanted him on the jury. But, I mean, he got convicted though. We convicted him. I mean,
yeah, they need to put me like on a drug trafficker trial.
Yeah, I guarantee if it's some BMF type stuff, you'll want to be there.
They'll tell you what it is.
I guarantee.
They'll tell you what it is. Me too. For you to be like, yeah.
Miles gonna be like El Chapo's wife talking. I ain't seen nothing. I know y'all presented the whole thing, but I ain't seen nothing.
BMF has been good though. Miles, BMF has been good.
You know what?
It has.
It has. It did.
I told you, Miles. You didn't want to give it a shot, man.
I watched it. I'm just saying, like the build up to it.
Miles said he lived it.
And then you sit down and you watch it, and you were like,
Miles said he was in the club in New Orleans back in.
But all of them started that way. Exactly. I mean, all of them. The Wire started that way.
You gotta lay the
foundation. But see, the Wire was different.
But all of them started that way. I remember the first time I saw the Wire, the first episode, I was like, "What is this?" Oh, they got all these different lines, and then all of a sudden, then things started coming together. I was like, oh.
Yeah, Miles, don't nothing start like that real quick. Everything is a build up.
Unless you're watching impeachment.
Unless you're watching Scandal.
You would be 110% incorrect because
Scandal is
Ozark
going to
stop it from the beginning.
Yeah.
From the first
Ozark still was slow. It still started off a little slow.
Ozark put me to sleep, guys. Let me tell you something.
Jessica, I did take up your offer on.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't, Latif. No, it didn't.
When he killed them.
When he started
Kind of people. Did the show ever come back?
Yeah, it came back on.
Yeah. I think I missed it. But I'm gonna tell you what I didn't miss. That doggone King Richard this weekend. Ooh wee.
I haven't seen it yet.
Ooh.
Wee.
You know, shout out to Will Smith staying focused in spite of all that his wife is
doing. Here you go, Dwight. Here you go, Dwight. Here you go, Dwight.
Keep your eyes on the prize, brother.
Here you go, Dwight.
We can talk about it.
Keep going forward, young man. That's all I'm trying to say.
Maybe Will Smith was in character while the book was out and all that stuff because King Richard's character is a little off now.
Well, I will say that their box office numbers was over $11 million.
Nice.
Over $11 million. Over $11 million. Wait a minute. Belinda's trying to say something about Hampton's band in the Macy's parade, and they were very raggedy, couldn't form a straight line, could not form a straight line, and I would not have brought that up today.
That's blasphemous, Miss Marcus.
It is not. I have it on tape. I have it on tape. My mother and I discussed the fact that we were so embarrassed that the black people looked like they were just all over each other. We discussed this at length yesterday, and what we also discussed was how her Bethune-Cookman University lost to
Mrs. Marcus, you had to say it like that?
Florida A&M, and that was decades in the making. Decades in the making that they needed to just go ahead and lose because BCU had been beating FAMU.
Yeah, they've been killing them for 10 years.
9 years. Let's be clear.
Miles, how about you come into the Black Bottle Boys and talking about y'all? It's about time. It's been about 10 years.
Yeah, man.
You know, I just want to be noted that the Rattlers beat Bethune Grambling this year as well. Like, you know, I'm just saying for the other HBCU. I know we didn't play Hampton, but then Hampton didn't also make it to the playoffs like we did this year as well as for having a better record. So
now you know you don't bring that over here.
I'm just saying
we're
pretty awesome this year, and y'all just need to.
The only reason why y'all made it so far is because everybody else not in the conference no more. I mean, come on now. Let's be rational.
Slow down.
Let's be rational. Let's be realistic here.
Just because y'all want to go to the Big South.
The only reason why y'all made it is because the only people there is it's only y'all and Bethune. It's only y'all and Bethune. Like everybody there.
It's the only reason
why
y'all
nobody else for y'all to be playing with.
We said, you know what?
It's Thanksgiving. We're going to know that the white meat is the driest meat on the bird.
Damn.
Dark meat.
Let's be for real.
We stayed with the black people. That's what we did.
Let's be for real.
Y'all opted to jump ship
and stay with the dark meat, not the breast of the turkey.
But let me go back to this public service announcement. King Richard
was good.
Is a celebration of black families. Ooh. Don't miss it. Don't miss it.
Now, Ms. Marcus, did you really cry during this movie?
I'm not the only one who cried.
That's not what I asked.
I'm not the only one who cried.
That's not what I asked. I just asked, did you cry?
I'm not, read my lips. I'm not the only one who cried during the movie.
Miss Marcus, what kind of snitch are you?
A good one. A good one.
In addition, we watched it last night. We watched it last night on HBO Max, and I was in the kitchen pulling some food out of the oven, and my daddy had walked into the kitchen.
Warrior tier? Yeah.
I said daddy.
I see you, Mr. G. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, the onion in the
But
kitchen.
I just don't
that's what
understand
Will
why you
Smith
feel the
does,
need.
though.
Why do
One
you
time
feel
for the
the need
emotional
to throw?
brothers in the room.
Hold on,
You
let
know?
me ask you a question. Why do you
Look,
feel the
and
need
Dwight, she
to
never
throw the
admitted
most
that she
important
cried
men in
the
your
whole
life
time
under
either.
the bus
I cried
and
the
snitch
whole movie.
and
The
snitch on them?
whole movie, I cried the whole movie. I am saying that this is a movie that will tug at your heartstring. You are fighting with him.
Yeah.
You are fighting with him. And for me as a Black woman business owner, it touched me because you don't know the fight. You don't know the dismissal. You don't know how people push you aside. It is hard.
It's
It
very
is
hard.
it is very hard. And to
Very hard.
see this Black man believe in his daughters with such passion and intent, it was touching to me.
Yeah,
It was
That's
very
very.
touching. It was very
It is. It does get that way, especially when you get into different career fields, like when you get in specialized skills.
What you talking about, Jody? What is that?
You want to judge? Who is that? Dwight that
That
said
was first Bush. First Bush.
The first Bush.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Daddy.
But
Somebody else on here
told
told someone to read their lips from a long.
When you start getting into career fields, that's
Wait, but I won't.
people
I won't get into that. Other people here have memories of a read my lips.
Look at him. Look at him.
Baby.
I know what you're talking about. That's why Miles like that.
What happened, Miles?
It's so inside. They don't want to talk
my
about
God.
No. See, go ahead and make your point, man. We're not talking about that. Go ahead.
What happened, Miles?
Go ahead, Miles.
Miles, what happened? Well, we do know that in other Will Smith entanglement news,
Miles
said that he.
I don't appreciate that, TT.
The thought.
This your topic.
This your story. This for you, right?
This your topic. I said, "Oh, he's here. We can talk about
I'm
it."
giving you
better
a
slow this
platform.
alley-oop. Go ahead, Miles.
I don't listen.
Now it's listening.
TT, you make when you make those statements, you make the implication like I'm the entanglement king or ratchet one on the show. I'm a respectable man.
You the person that put up Ratchet Wednesdays.
That's true.
Exactly. Now he want to recant. Now you coughing deuces. Look at him. Now you coughing deuces.
This is for Miles. This story right here is
Ratchet,
for Miles.
you are the
Will
Ratchet,
Smith
and you are the
said
entanglement person.
He revealed he had so much extracurricular activity.
Call it what it is.
At one point, that he would gag and sometimes even vomit at the thought. And I actually thought we were not going to be able to discuss this week.
He's here
because Miles was not going to be here. But since we're talking about reading lips, all of this, go ahead, Miles. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna echo. I'm gonna echo the senators.
He didn't have anything.
Don't bring Dwight in this.
Dwight like me.
I don't know. I'm gonna quote my good friend Senator Dwight Bullard. I don't know how much sex you have to have for you to get to a point where it's so repulsive to you that you want to vomit or that it does something to you. Let's just say this. I don't think I'm ever going to hit that number in my life. That I can.
That's facts.
I'm never going to hit that number. So I don't know what's going on over there with Will and Jada. I don't know why. I don't know all of a sudden now how all these entanglements have now made my dog.
I mean,
asexual. You know what I'm saying?
To that point, Miles. To that point. The great Wilt Chamberlain never vomited or mentioned vomiting.
Yeah, mentioned vomiting.
And 20 grand, 20K.
Numbers.
20K.
And let's say, and to put it mildly, he had an extensive resume.
So I'm just we need
20K.
Somebody call Bill Nye the science guy to figure out what that number is.
Not Bill Nye.
Well, I will say this about it. If Will Smith's book really came to the forefront after he did this movie, King Richard, there's no doubt that he went through a whole myriad of emotions and reflection on who he was, who he is, his parenting, being a husband, his intent in life, where he decided to spend his time. I mean, he does even talk about the fact that he spent so much time here recently trying to make a movie and make money and was void as a parent. That movie really allows you to look at some things within your life and evaluate them in a way that it could become very judgmental on yourself. So for me, the things that started coming out of this book, it made a lot of sense. It just made a lot of sense.
I think
Well,
that
I'm not commenting on the vomiting part. I don't know.
No.
What,
No, I got
part
you. I got you, Ms. Mine. I think that for everybody, and that goes for anybody who is a working professional. I think that finding balance in your life is always one of those struggles, especially when you talk about the doldrums of marriage, the challenges of parenthood, the commitment of your professional.
You're right, Jody.
Yeah, the commitment of your professional, your career, and you putting everything into that, and then sometimes as a human being, you're just out of balance because you're trying to chase and get to a certain point to give your family the life maybe that you've never had or the life that you always wanted them to have, and a lot of times that comes with sacrifice. And most of the time when you're sacrificing, what and who are you sacrificing? It's the people that love you and that are closest to you. So that's just the unfortunate thing of life. But I get where you're coming from, Ms. Markins. It makes sense.
We were waiting for you to comment about reading my lips.
Read his lips.
Okay. So we go out. We go out to. We were at Iguana. We were at Iguana Pines, right? For my cousin's party. Make a long story short, we're leaving. All of us are somewhat. All of us are drunk, but some more drunk than others.
No. I was not. You're not gonna do that.
So Kendrick is snitching. So Kendrick said he wasn't. I was drunk, but
you was not Latif drunk.
I wasn't Latif drunk. So we're going down. They're telling me to take the turnpike.
I told you to take the turnpike. I said take the turnpike.
Listen, I'm a cheap bastard. I don't like to pay tolls. So I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm riding down University all the way to the 826, and we're gonna jump on and go home. Well, to the unfortunate circumstance, to my chagrin, they had a speed trap, a DUI trap set up on University that kind of funneled you behind. So we got caught up in that. So we go back there. They pull me out the car, go through the motions, everything, do everything. I pass all of the tests, no problem. But the officer says, I still can't drive. Now, meanwhile, while they're giving me the test, I'm gonna say
50 yards.
I'm gonna say about maybe 35 yards away. 35.
Nah, diggity, 50. Trust me, 50.
50 yards.
50 yards.
So my brother asked Kendrick, what are they? What's they doing with Miles? What they talking about with Miles? What they doing with Miles? And Kendrick's like, man, I don't know. They're talking to him. He said, you can't see what they saying. He said, no. He said, well, read his lips. And Kendrick looked back at him and it's like, read his lips from 40 yards away in the dark. Like, what are you talking about, man?
Hey, man, read the lips.
That's the inside.
Listen, not just that. We're sitting inside Miles' truck with this dark tent, and we in pitch dark. Ain't no light nowhere. I can barely see them, and he want me to read the lips.
Exactly what I said.
From 40 yards away, inside the car.
Read the damn lips.
With mirror tint.
I said read them.
And he meant it
so
too.
much that we did not get the cover tonight. Read the lips. Be better. Love y'all. Mean it.